Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been a while. And I know a lot of you have not seen my latest update with 2P, which I didn't have any time whatsoever because this year has been hectic. But we are introduced with a new collab, as I have stated before. I don't know what it is with Cloudia, but they like to do this a lot. And I think this is more of our Christmas gift to deliver to us. When it comes down to, hey, Merry Christmas, second collab, out of nowhere, have a fantastic day. And, which is great, and the same sense is, I hope they do deliver some, Christmas units, Christmas event. I truly do hope for that, because I truly do want some Christmas characters in this game still. And I hope that doesn't ever just go away just because we get a collab. Anyways, let's take a look at about reincarnated as a slime, and which is, we have actually some good units to pick from, and you get 2 tickets if you actually do the event, which, what do you mean by event? I am referring to the other world, and you want to do catastrophic class dragon, okay? This is where you're going to get your other ticket, okay? So make sure to do this, and you've already done it. Hey, good job on you, man. So let's go down to the trading space, and we have noticed that there are actually 4 units here, and you're probably overwhelmed or not really sure what to get, or you want to make a smart decision as a new player. And there's a lot to take in here, because these are 4 characters. You can actually take 2 characters and pick for yourself and just go, hey, that's what I want. Or you can pick 1 character and actually take the arc with it. But today, I really don't want to go through all the arcs and everything. I think all the arcs are okay. I wouldn't say they're busted all means, because there are better arcs out there. It really depends on you and how you see it yourself as a player. Sorry. So let's take a little bit of a dive here in our first character, Rem the Tempest, okay? So Rem is actually a mage support when it comes down to here, as we go ahead and look at his traits, and which is actually very good if you're ever looking for a mage character that is just based off of, hey, I'm going to do some damage, but also I'm going to, support the team from a distance. So we have Total Analyst, where during battle meets conditions below the chance of getting corresponds buffs and hits tribute weaknesses, which is very good. Boosts magic damage by capped by 5 times, only at 6,000, which is pretty dang good in my opinion. I don't think it's like the strongest, but it's pretty dang good. The second, take damage, it cuts damage taken by 5 only, and max 25. And I'm sorry to say this, that flash animation is a little bit too much. If it's hurting any of your eyes, I'm very sorry. So cut damage by 5, and 3, take attribute damage, boost by resistance that are resistance tributes by 5 times only by 20, and get a basic status element and boost resistance of status element twice only, max by 2. So this is a very good to just in general of being very a defensive character. And we're going to move on real quick before we talk about that, because I don't know if this is going to get anybody seizures. Sorry about that. And that's just a heads up. Just click out of the video or just skip ahead. So Great Sage, all attribute attack damage by 150%, which is pretty big. Magic attack damage capped by 6,000, casting speed by 20%. All attribute attack damage magic has a chance to deal critical damage during full auto battle. Strength, defense, intelligence, and magic resistance by 20%. And what's really crazy about this character is very good by just simply his special. So a powerful ice combo against single enemies restores units HP by MP and SCT by 25 seconds. Great, awesome. That is literally what that means is very terribly translated, but what I'm going to assume here is that you get this 25-second buff that increases your guys' HP and MP and SCT by 25 seconds. It's very terrible, but I think that's what it means. So we move on to the skills. We got full potion, very greatly restores an ally's HP. I'm assuming this is going to be a huge heal for anything. We got the very basics, icicle shots, powerful, just the standard spells that you would just simply get with advanced circle, magic circle, which restores MP. Got MP up, magic up, magic up max, arcane up, which is increasing your NPN magic and auto aura, very good. Auto recast, very good. Ultra speed regeneration, we get, you know, very good regeneration. Rather than just having to throw down a heal, we can actually just heal people with just regen. Awaken is very good. If you ever hit below a certain HP, you get restore HP, and then you get a very good big boost of movement speed. I don't really see this being very good because this character sits in the back line. He's not really moving unless you're actually playing the game. Moonlight at max HP until is increased by 20%. Very good. Pose of honor, and the song is actually terrible. Immovable object is very good. Can't be interrupted for most things. High level of magic. So pretty much just overall, we're looking at a character that is just simply just really good. Sometimes recovers 10 HP by magic sense. Rapid recovery, very good. All tributes attack by power by 40%, very good. So this character overall is just simply just very good in general when it comes down to being a mage support. Now this character, I'm sorry to say this, I would probably never recommend this character when it comes down to these characters. Nava is actually Nava. I'm pretty sure I'm saying her name wrong, but hey, I'm pretty damn close. I would probably have to put her in the F tier when it comes down to just simply these units that we have right now. And hey, if you like her, go for her, all right? But the thing is, though, her trait is decent, honestly. It's not bad, all means. But I wouldn't say, like, it is the best. When it comes down to the Dragonoid, we have a dark attack damage by 60% and damage cap by 6,000, and when at HP of 80% or more, gradually boosts the strength of max of 60 and resets each wave, which is actually very bad because that just means every time you go to the next stage, you lose the buff and you have to redo it again, and so on and so forth, making it, I wouldn't say necessarily bad, but it would be great for, I want to say, sometime bosses you can actually go into and do really well with it. Overall, it's you know, I'm not saying the character's bad, but if you're looking for hard hitters, I'm not saying she can't do that, but if you are a free-to-play player and you do not have a whole lot going for you, do not touch this character, okay? Leave that to people that actually have arcs that can actually mess with her and do things with her and make her really powerful. Anyways, move on to the next trait. Already saw that trick. When using a skill, can't be interrupted by most attacks, and when taking a combo attack, cut damage based on, which is very good. This is just making her really tanky. So if anyone's really comboing her to death, she's going to take less and less damage, which is freaking good, but it makes no sense when it comes down to just simply a DPS type of character. I want to say she's really focused on just DPS because of her first trait, but her second trait makes her really tanky and really hard to, you know, kill. But the thing is, though, at the same time, there are characters that don't really need a combo. They'll hit you once and you're gone. So that makes her like, eh. So, and this is the main reason why I'm saying, like, I don't see her being as a tank, because she's mostly focusing on attack up, fighting spirit, critical ups, aim for vitals, advanced vitals, and what those are for here is just increasing her critical power, which are pretty dang good. I mean, hey, can't go wrong with aim vitals and advanced vitals. Human shield, take less damage from humans by 20%, and critical and auto haste. So those things are just to add more critical effect, and they're just continuous throughout the whole dungeon. You know, dark raise up, allowing her to increase her dark damage up. Critical up with just simply being a dark unit. You know, you're going to get that aspect of just having the dark rise up, and just being in general being a dark unit. Yeah, so pose of victory, you know, gaining health, bliss speed, just increased movement speed, shockwave, and I'm not sure how, it's just, okay, it doesn't say. So claw, boost up, indomitable spirit, just increases lethal, when take a lethal damage, survive and recover 50 HP, not bad, but yeah, again, you have healers in this game, which doesn't really, I mean, I guess if healers die, there you are. Damage to enemies to fate or break is 20%, breaker, you know, runt when attacked, small chance for strength of 35%, and pesky demon lord, physical damage and special damage is by 5,000, and demon lord's aura, dark physical attack damage and special damage is by 30%. So this character is just simply, hey, I do a lot of damage, but I can be a little bit tanky and hopefully fight back. But again, F tier for me. She is comparing to what we have in front of us. So Demon Lord Tempest is a very good character. I want to say like he's a mix of being attack healer, but really focuses on just healing and more of like no magic and just doing damage and just simply healing. Okay, so when you have the Ether Rim, his original, he literally does magic, and I think he does a lot more when it just comes down to the simple stuff. Because one, hey, this special just tells you all powerful attack, combo attack, all enemies, and restores HP to all allies. Hey, that's great, but I can get more value from gaining HP, NP, and I get SCT for a buff for 25 seconds. Alright, so I'm assuming it's a buff because the translation is very awful. Anyways, Rising Star. No attribute damage by 50% and damage kept by 8,000. And when enemy have a specific... Oh my god, I know I butchered that word, but I'm trying to rush this. Attribute weakness is skill damage of 40% and damage kept by 5,000. And skill 1 fire. Skill 2 is dark and skill 3 is light. And I think that's okay. It is very good. Demon Lord's Awakening. Whenever taking attribute damage, a chance to cut damage from the attribute by 5% per hit and max by 25% less and resets each wave. Oh my god, that sounds... The problem with that is I hate the reset thing, and I get it. But the same sense, When a unit is alive and all allies are incapacitated, revive all allies with 100 HP once per quest. Pretty dang good, but again, this character is literally focusing more on DPS. I think this trait is very good if it happens, but overall it's kind of waste potential. So we get Leader Charisma, which increases the strength, defense, intelligence, and magic resistance by 10% for all units for non-humans, 30%, and monsters units, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm sorry. 10% for humans, non-humans, and 30% for monster units. Okay, that is non-human type. Units for non-human type. I'm not sure what the difference is, but sure. So full potion, we got that. We have MP up and fighting experience, arcane up, critical aim for vitals, creature mastery when a unit is a creature type, and physical and what the heck, mage attacks, special counters. Ooh, this would actually be very good for 2B, honestly, or anybody with a critical, honestly. Continuous aura, wisdom protection, very good. But this is battle start only from the beginning. That's all you're gonna get for the first stage, and then it falls off. So very good for boss fights if you want this. And it's not necessarily bad. And battle start is mainly for, boss fights. Auto haste, in my opinion, auto haste is very good. Auto heal is very good. Upon coming close to death, automatically use 30 MP to greatly recover. Good and bad. The bad thing is that you're gonna lose. I guess depending on how you make the character, but it's pretty bad because especially with Goddess Kiss, regular attacks have a chance to absorb 20% of damage dealt by as MP. So you have auto heal, and then you have this at the same place, which is kind of weird. Tribute attack up by 2, and non-attribute attack up by 3. Very good. And then we get the critical rise. Then we have Tharanta's Ring boost. I'm not even sure if I said that right. Boost physical damage based on intel. Evil absorption, and when taking physical and magical damage, chance to recover by 50%. And blessed speed, we have increased, move speed. Double impact, which is pretty good. Again, he is a character that moves on his own. You don't need to really do anything. He will simply do what he has to do. With Rem 1, he literally just sits in the back and does not move, which I feel like blessed speed is kind of wasted in a way. Double impact is pretty dang good. Sword boost and critical, quick trigger and decoy. Pretty much if when HP hits 0, auto revive is slightly recover HP. Cloak of the Majesty, you know, take less damage from non-boss enemies, which is just the normal mods. Predator, when defeating an enemy with the strength of defense, intelligence, and magic defense buff, get a buff of 25 at the same stat. Pretty dang good, honestly. Thought acceleration every 5 seconds and use 10 MP to restore 1 SCT for all skills. I think that is okay. I think that's actually pretty dang good. I just think that a lot of his MP is going to go down the drain. In the same sense, I don't know. This is last Cloudia. You literally can get away with a lot of stuff. All right, so now we can move on to the character Dragonoid Nava. And so this character right here, I will say right off the bat, is going to really focus on towards, I want to say boss fights a lot. And we'll get to that in a second. So let's go ahead and start with the Destroyer. Dark damage by 40%, damage by 10,000, and when using a special, uses 20% of max MP to boost damage and damage cap. Boost effect based on number of MP and used, and when at least 100 MP are used, max damage by 100% and damage cap by 40,000. So this character is quite insane. Could you imagine if you just blow through your MP just to get this damage? It's crazy because the same sense, it says when at least MP is used, max damage. So this means like there's no reset, there's no anything. Does this effect stay the same? It's not quite clear, but this is what I'm reading. Especially when you're doing boss fights. Could you imagine that? So continuous haste and speed effect, notify anti-dragon types, and when taking a combo, damage cut damage based on hit count and max 50% or 20 affected calculated per enemy and resets when combo ends. This is actually pretty good in the same sense. It's literally about her original form that does the exact same thing. So we got attack up, fighting spirit up by 4, resolve by 4, critical, advanced idols, prop force, royal armor. That means just increased damage, notify, or not increased damage, I'm sorry. Chance to notify critical strikes. Dragon mastery. We have human shield, take less damage from humans. We have auto brave, very good. Critical, very good. Awaken is very good. Pride is based off of HP, so we get strength of 30%. So the more HP you have, the more damage you're going to do. Also, we have order. We have critical rate 10% at the max of HP. We have dark hive drive, and we have dark mega drive, very good for just damage and special attacks, which you'll know soon enough. Pose of Glory, we just make back from SAT. Piercing, we literally just go through people that do a lot of defense. Shockwave, notify people's guards, which is pretty dang good. Special boost, we increase, so we get dark mega up along with special boost. Giant killing, so this is very good with just bosses or giants in general. So this is great to pick up. If you have 1, 2, and 3, and you have special ups, like special boost, and then you have the dark, you're going to hit hard, and they're just getting an equipment. So we got Pesky Demon Lord, we know what this is. Demon Lord's Aura, which is dark physical attack and special damage by 30%. I faked being controlled when recovering basic status element, get a physical damage by 30%. I'll play with you more soon whenever using special boost of damage cap by a 75 and damage cap by 15,000 when used 3 times or more and resets each wave. When attacking an enemy with HP, more HP than the unit, the physical damage is increased by 20%. So again, this character is literally based off of fighting bosses. If you want a character that's really good for boss fighting, this is the character you're going to be grabbing, okay? Dragonoid Nava. So Demon Lord Rem, I think, is still very good. I don't think he would be possibly good for boss fights. Again, this is meant for people that do not spend a whole lot of money in this game. People that spend a whole lot of money in this game or just go for the grind, okay? They do grinding more than I could possibly ever do. And they just have crystals to hawk up, or they just save crystals, pay crystals for the monthly subscription. They'll be like, yeah, that, you know, like, you don't know what you're talking about. No, I do. It's just, the thing is, it's really hard to do those types of things because in order for you to have a very powerful unit, for anybody to be very powerful, you have to have the right things for them. If you don't have those things for them, then they're not as good as you may think, just as, hey, a free-to-player would possibly get. So in my rundown, I would actually just say a few things here, okay? I think Rem would be a very good start for anybody just as a character when it comes down just to be a healer and a mage at the same time, just by simply, I had to get back out of there, simply by his traits. Those are really good traits to have, in my opinion, and most people would strongly disagree, and I totally get it, because why go for that character when you can simply just get somewhat of the same results with his shift form, and this is his most powerful form, okay? It's the Demon Lord Rem. Because the thing is, though, when you're a free-to-play player, you need to have some support when you're playing this game, okay? You want something to go along with your, just your set of things. And this character has a thunder, he has a fire, he has a dark, and he has ice, okay? And that doesn't mean this character isn't the same thing. He's mostly focused on towards just simply dark, fire, dark, and you literally have a mix of everything. You can heal, you have special that heals and gives NP, and then on top of that, SET buff for 25 seconds. That's pretty dang good. Milia, I wouldn't say, I would put her at the bottom, honestly. I wouldn't say I would ever recommend this character ever being picked up by anybody that's a free-to-play standing player, if anything. So I would have to say Rem would be good. So his original form. And then if you truly don't like that, or if you already have him and you're like, I don't want that, what would be my next option? Well, your next options would be, hey, what do you see yourself? Do you see yourself, I want to kill bosses. I want more of a, a boss fighter. Well, Dragonoid Nava would be really good for you to pick up. She just accelerates at that type of thing. She would be very good to fight bosses in general. And if you don't want her, and you're like, I want something that's based off of, hey, you know what? I want someone that does damage, but also can sustain and help my team. Well, Demon Lord Rem would be a fantastic character for you. And also, he damaged, like, pretty much, like, overall, like, his trait will half, where's this at? I was like trying to, yeah. So he pretty much is like, when taking a tribute damage, the chances to cut damage from that tribute by 5% per hit, and maxes 25% resets each wave. So if you want to, like, hey, I want sustain, I want survivability with the character that from this list, Demon Lord Rem would be fantastic. Okay, but overall, see, this is really hard for me to pick, because I'm really leaning with Rem Tempest, okay? I really want him, and the same sense, am I throwing something away? Because these arcs, they're not going to be really good with him. I mean, they will, but they won't. But overall, yeah. So my opinion with anybody that is just starting, like, I mean, just starting, and if they already got Rem, then hey, that's just how it is. So new players, if you want something, in my opinion, I think Rem Tempest would be a great pick for you, even though he might not be the shift form that you want. I think he would be the best pick for you for now, until you really get things going. But if you really want to focus on just boss battles and things like that, I think that's a great idea too, because in this game it gets harder as you go. Dragonoid Nava would be a great character for you to pick. So out of these two, like, I would pick Dragonoid or Rem Tempest. Now, if you don't like what I have to say, and this is not the video for you, hey, I totally understandable. I totally understand, I'm sorry. But there's always other videos that actually do a rundown, and they probably do a heck better than me, and do what you gotta do. But that's all I have to say for today. Have a wonderful day and be safe.